Hey there, friends! I'm Andrew from the Scrap Box, and today, for some reason, even though nobody asked for it, the Borderlands movie is coming out. What? And it's setting trends for things like the most disliked trailer of all times, the strangest cast choicing, and the most prolonged release of its reviews ever. I'm filming this on Wednesday, it comes out on Friday, and there are no official reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. What does that mean? Probably, but we don't know until we see it. For those of you who don't know, Borderlands is a game series where you play as one in a cast of vault hunters who travel to the world of Pandora in search for treasure. These games were known for their violence, crude behavior, shoot me in the face, and their jokes that age like fine milk.
Gonna do a big shoot.
Know that it has a very special place in my heart. I hesitate to say celebrate the movie by making at least one Lego character from the series. Now, the series does have constantly changing characters, but there usually is one constant, and that is the almost indestructible, incredibly irritating, wonderfully robotic CLAPTRAP. Let's get to it. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more of these weird Lego projects. We just reached 60k subscribers and are well on our way to 100k.
Roll for initiative!
The most frustrating part about CLAPTRAP, other than the fact that he's CLAPTRAP, is the fact that he can almost be brick built. You can see the individual parts throughout his body. The 1x1 circular plate in trans blue, the antenna lever piece on top, the top of him would almost be a 2x2 stud area, and the tire screams classic Lego. But the pieces just wouldn't fuse into a coherent basis. So instead, we're gonna give him a custom base, then utilize real pieces to Frankenstein a half Lego, half custom, all CLAPTRAP. Now, Mega Bloks did already make a Lego compatible CLAPTRAP figure. Unfortunately, he is way too large compared to minifigures, and also way too much detail to be considered Lego aesthetic. We're gonna try to make him accurately sized compared to a regular Lego minifigure. He's 3 feet tall, and your average person roughly 5 to 6 feet. It might not be perfect, but not even R2 is perfectly scaled, so give or take, I think we'll be fine. Every Blender file starts with a cube which you must destroy. Cursed cube, be gone! Now that that's out of the way, we can get our references and begin. I want something a bit shorter than R2, and I want CLAPTRAP to use the normal droid arms. I also want the top of him to be 2x2 studs. One of the big problems is the fact that he's a unicycle. But Lego has already solved that with Dio. Oh, Star Wars fans, if I mispronounce that, you're gonna come get me, aren't you? So, we're gonna take their lead and have a non-functional tire with a stud on the bottom. When I was younger, my neighbor had the first game, and every weekend I would go over to play split screen with him. We would play the whole day long, and I would find this amazing loot and all these cool weapons and such, and then at the end of the day, I'd go home and we'd do the same thing tomorrow. But something weird would always happen, where when I came back the next day, all my cool loot was missing, and then suddenly my neighbor had a bunch of cool loot.
Wait a minute!
Anyways, we're attaching the last couple details to the tires, and then the attachments for the arms are basically going to be a bar piece, and I think it looks good. Let's load it up onto the slicer and then send it off to the printer. The new setup is working extremely well. He came out clean. I think the only problem is his arm bars are a little squashed, but they'll work. Gotta chop off the supports. His arms grab on perfectly, however, his bottom stud seems a bit small, so I'm gonna see if I could carve out the excess. I think it might be because the upper right might be slightly deformed, but we'll see. Well, Torg's got all the upgrades you need for your place. I took out the old chandelier in the workspace that used to interrupt the frame, and now I have an out-of-sight spotlight. Well, this is gonna set my schedule back. But I did go back and I fixed both the bottom stud and the top stud because the antenna kept falling off, and I reprinted the whole thing. It turns out now the bottom one's a bit too loose, but once we start painting it and it gets some clear coats on it, I think it'll be perfectly fit. Luckily, the other pieces still fit perfectly. Painting Claptrap really is an homage to his character, because there are only two colors that are consistently difficult to work with: yellow and white. So it's not a surprise that Claptrap implements both frustrating colors. I had to apply approximately 10 layers of yellow to make him turn out halfway decent, but I think by the end of it, the color really starts to show through in an amazing way. The white, it's fine. Next comes the silver and black, and I'll admit I was worried with the first two colors, but it's all starting to come together.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
The last little bit Claptrap needed was some splashes of color and some line work to stylize him. And now we can add the actual Lego pieces. Let's give him one arm and two arms. Not bad, but we could stick that antenna on there. The very last thing he needs is his eye, but before we take a final look, it turns out Thursday evening they published some reviews of Borderlands, and they are bad. Yikes. Anyways, here's the final look.
Hey, want to hear the new dubstep song I wrote?
Overall, I'm digging it. He's got the classic Claptrap look, a simplified Lego design, and incorporating the real Lego elements really sells this as a Lego figure. Extra bonus is that he scales amazingly with minifigures. However, I will say the paint could be a lot cleaner, especially the white paint.
Sorry!
So there you have it. The Little Menace Claptrap is now added to the Lego collection. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. Should I have printed decals for him, or was the paint okay? I would love to know your opinion. Of course, before the video ends, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the fancy YouTube stuff. Ring the bell so you're notified when I make more weird things like this little guy. Alright, last but not least, make sure to water your plants because you forgot last week and they are very, very thirsty. Alright, bye.
Wub wub wub. Wub wub wub. Whoop whoop. Whoop.